We're here at the Multnomah Athletic Club with Jonathan Smoke, aka DJ Smokey Smoke. He's the chief economist for Realtor.com. And Jonathan, can you lend any credibility to the rumor that God created economists to make weathermen look more predictable, or is that true?
The two people that everybody wants to listen to, and then you curse, whether or not they were accurate. It's raining today, and I'm sure there was somebody that got that accurate. I still don't like the weather.
Gotcha, exactly. Well, we've come through a big period of snowfall here, where predicted, not predicted, everyone hates the weatherman. So you're probably very popular in town right now. National Pizza Day today. Favorite type of pizza?
Oh, I like pepperoni and jalapeno peppers.
Wow,
I
spicy
like mine
guy.
spicy, yeah.
Wow, exciting. Glad that you were here. Really some good, interesting topics, and I appreciate that you boiled it down to the Portland level. That's really helpful, because as we're at the beginning of the year, obviously the thing that buyers and sellers are asking us is, what's this year going to look like? A lot of fear with rates rising. If you're a homeowner or home buyer in the Portland area, what are 3 or 4 things that would be most important to know from your perspective going into?
Well, you mentioned rates, and rates are certainly factoring into people's calculation. We're seeing record numbers of people looking, and a real sense of urgency that I think is being driven by the realization that rates are going to be higher in the future. What we don't know is precisely when rates are going to move and how much. We think that we're going to see an increase this year, but it's likely to be after the first couple of months, and we probably will still, no matter how far we move this year, historically it's still going to be an attractive rate environment. So today we're at 4.12% on the 30-year, and historically that rate has been, over the last 46 years, an average of 7.5%. So we got a long way to go before we're even average, but that changes the calculus. And so one of the pieces that I would advise to a buyer or a seller or somebody who's doing both, which is most sellers, is to start early, because our biggest problem today is inventory. The inventory situation relative to the number of buyers is actually the best that it's going to be all year right now. And because most people plan to purchase in the spring and summer because of school and the weather that we talked about. And that just basically means that if you're in the position, start your work early, because what we're hearing from prospective buyers on Realtor.com is the number one challenge they face is finding a house. So you're likely not going to find success immediately. You're likely going to have to be ready and willing to act when the right home comes onto the market. And that's also why we encourage sellers, because for a seller, it's not just about maximizing the price on your home. 86% of sellers are planning on buying a home themselves, so effectively they need to be considering the fact that, well, they do need to sell their home, but they also need to be able to find a home that they can get. And it favors them moving earlier in the year rather than later as well.
That's great. So Portland specifically, what are you seeing? How do you expect the Portland market, as far as the metropolitan service area, to perform when you're factoring it against other West Coast cities or nationwide?
Well, much better than the country. Forecast for both sales and prices is more than twice of what we're expecting for the U.S. Pretty much on par with what you guys have grown accustomed to lately. We're not seeing any signs that the economic mojo, population growth, all of those things are very favorable for the future. And so as a result, you're in the top 10 of all the markets in the country in terms of sales and price forecasts. And it's virtually the entire market. I shared a heat map of the hottest areas, and Beaverton claims the 3 hottest zip codes in the MSA. But when you look at the zip codes in Portland relative to the U.S., basically all of you are A students. So it's not like there's a bad area.
Right. Is this, Portland's the land of hipsters, right? This is
They're getting older.
Yes, exactly. We already, the joke is, we liked that band before you ever heard of them. Is Realtor.com the next band? I mean, is this the time that they're taking over the conglomerate of the other 2 portals that we're competing with that have now merged? You feel like this is the year Realtor.com, where it's now cool?
We've been growing very significantly in traffic, and what we really see is, from an engagement perspective, we beat actually every website except for 2. Facebook and YouTube are the only 2 sites that people spend more time on. So we think that really means that we are winning the consumers who are really looking to buy and sell, and they're really engaging with us. And oh, by the way, Portland gets about 30% more traffic on the typical listing than the rest of the country. So that trend is even true here.
I think totally true. Realtor.com engagement so much higher. It'll be interesting to see if total volume of hits follows that, but I think that's certainly a good leading indicator as far as acceleration of your
Serious people
volume.
looking to buy or sell are using Realtor.com,
Yeah.
so I'm confident that.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time. Thanks
Yeah,
for being here with
pleasure
us
to be
today,
with you.
Jonathan. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Take care.